Okay, linear differential equation with variable coefficients we are discussing. The two main topics are there. One is Cauchy's and second is Legendre's. I think we have discussed Cauchy's linear differential equation, and now we are going to discuss Legendre's. So before start with the Legendre's, let us recall about Cauchy's. In Cauchy's, we have discussed if the differential equation of the form a naught x raised to n, nth derivative of y with respect to x, plus a1 x raised to n minus 1, n minus 1th derivative of y with respect to x, plus and so on. A n minus 1 x dy by dx plus a n y is equal to f of x. Then this is called Cauchy's linear differential equation. Here the coefficients are not constant. So to reduce this equation into linear differential equation with constant coefficient, the main substitutions are x is equal to e raised to z, and with the help of this we have z is equal to log x, and the substitution for the differential term with the non-constant coefficient, that is x dy by dx, we are substituting as a capital dy, x square d square y by dx square, we are substituting as a d into d minus 1 y, and so on, isn't it? Where this capital D is now the differential operator with respect to the new independent variable z. So when we substitute all these differential terms along with x into the given differential equation, it will be reduced into LD with constant coefficient, and then now we'll check whether it is solvable with the help of general or shortcut or variation of parameter, isn't it? And then accordingly we'll find the solution of y new solution of new differential equation which is in terms of z. So we'll be having solution or the value of y in terms of z, and then finally we'll resubstitute the value of z to get the solution in terms of original independent variable x, isn't it? So the same thing or similar thing we are going to uh, we are going to have in linear Legendre's differential equation. This is about Cauchy's. So what the Legendre's says, Legendre's says if the coefficients are of the form polynomial in x, that is Legendre's LDE, linear differential equation. So if the coefficients are of the form a naught ax plus b, nth derivative of y with respect to x, plus a1 ax plus b to the power n minus 1, n minus 1th derivative of y with respect to x, plus and so on, plus a n minus 1 ax plus b dy by dx plus any is equal to f of x, is equal to f of x. So if the given differential equation is of this form where the coefficients are powers of linear polynomial, ax plus b is a linear polynomial, isn't it, in terms of independent variable. So if the coefficients are the powers of linear polynomial, then that is called Legendre's. And then this is not actually of the form Cauchy's, so we cannot have the substitution of Cauchy's x is equal to e raised to z, isn't it? So here this is complete variable term, so we are going to substitute that term. So here the substitution is put ax plus b is equal to e raised to z. The complete variable term we are going to substitute as a e raised to z. So with the help of this, z will be log of ax plus b. So the similar thing as like Cauchy's we have discussed, where y actually a function of independent variable x originally, but with the help of this substitution we are introducing a new variable in between these two, that is y will become a function of z and z will be a function of x, as z is equal to log of ax plus b. So with the help of this technique we'll get the substitutions for these differential terms, isn't it? So the substitution for first order term ax plus b into dy by dx will be equals to, so what will be substitution? Ax. I'm going to write now directly the substitutions. I'm not going to discuss the proof because I have discussed the proofs in detail about Cauchy's. So the similar proofs are there. Okay, let me discuss the first one. Remaining substitutions you can have. So if I want to find the derivative of y with respect to x, then here by chain rule derivative of y with respect to z into derivative of z with respect to x. That is the derivative of y with respect to x. So dy by dx will becomes dy by dz into dz by dx, isn't it? And since z is equal to log of ax plus b, what will be the derivative of z with respect to x? That will be is equals to here the derivative dz by dx will be log ka derivative 1 upon ax plus b into by chain rule ax plus b ka derivative a. So that will be a upon ax plus b, that is dy by dz by dx into dy by dz, isn't it? So if I multiply both sides by ax plus b, then what I'll have? Ax plus b into dy by dx is equals to what? A into dy by dz. A into dy by dz. Now you can see, sorry, dz. Now you can see here on the right hand side, the coefficient is constant. A is constant, isn't it? So I can substitute for d, or we are substituting for d by dz as a capital D. So that will be A into capital dy. And that is the standard substitution for the first order variable term, isn't it? Now similarly, what will be the substitution for second order? Ax plus b square into d2y by dx square. What will be substitution? A square into d minus 1y, isn't it? For the third order differential term, the substitution will be ax plus b cube d cube y by dx cube is equal to a cube d into d minus 1 d minus 2 into y, and so on, isn't it? And so on, where this capital D is nothing but what? Derivative with respect to z. This is very important. Independent variable is z there, is it? So please write this. This is all about the legendaries. If you have any doubt, please ask. Please ask if any doubt in the substitution. So let us discuss one example. Solve 2x plus 1 square d2y by dx square. Is it visible? No, it is not visible. So solve minus 2 into 2x plus 1 dy by dx minus 12y is equal to 6x. So take the legendary equation to solve. 2x plus 1 square d2y by dx square minus 2 into 2x plus 1 dy by dx minus 12y is equal to 6x. Okay. So we will need the substitutions up to second order. So we'll write that only. The solution. So this is legendaries LDE Legendre's linear differential equation. Therefore, how to reduce into LD with constant coefficient? Put 2x plus 1 is equal to e to the power z. Is that okay? Remember, this form of ax plus b should be same throughout. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि यहाँ 2x plus 1, यहाँ 2x plus 3. That is not correct. Isn't it? We have the substitution for only for ax plus b. So that should be same throughout the differential equation. Now, 2x plus 1 is equal to e raised to z. But we need the value of x to substitute on the right hand side. So we'll write for x. X equals to, x is equal to what? 2x is equal to e raised to z minus 1. So x is equal to e raised to z minus 1 upon 2. Please check. This is the value of x in terms of z to substitute on the right hand side. Right? So with the help of this, what will be the value of z? Z is equal to, when I apply logs on both sides, the z will be equals to log of 2x plus 1. Right? So therefore, substitution for the first order derivative term, 2x plus 1 dy by dx is equal to what? Yes, what is the substitution? Yes, what is substitution for ax plus b dy by dx?
2d1 y, sorry, 2dy.
2. Actually, the substitution
A
is
dy.
a dy, where a is 2. So that is 2 into capital dy. Remember, where a is 2. And that is the only difference between Cauchy's and Legendre's, remember. The powers of a we are multiplying. Otherwise, the substitutions are same. What is substitution for second order? 2x plus 1 square d2y by dx square is equals to 2 square, right? So that is 4 into d minus 1 y, isn't it? Now, we are not going to write further substitutions because we need only these two for the given differential equation. Don't need to write in general, isn't it? So, but these substitutions you have to write in exam also, isn't it? So therefore, with this substitution, the given differential equation becomes, therefore, given differential equation becomes 4 into d minus 1 minus 2 into 2 dy. Because 2 is already there here. So that is why 2 into this. Iska substitution kya hai? 2 dy. So that is why 2 into 2 dy minus 12 into y is equal to 6 into the value of x. That is half into e raised to z minus 1. Please ask if any doubt. Okay, so that will be, when I simplify this, 4d square minus 4d minus 4d minus 12 whole times y is equal to 6 by 2, that is 3 into e raised to z minus 1. Please check. Now 4d square minus 8d minus 12 times y is equal to 3 e raised to z minus 1. Now, if I look at the left hand side, I can take 4 common from this, isn't it? So when I take 4 common, that will be, or it is not necessary to take, but for the simplicity purpose, we can take. So d square minus 2d minus 3, which is easy to solve, into 4. So that 4 I am taking to the right hand side. Isn't it? So 3 by 4 into e raised to z minus 1. Please check. And that is actually linear differential equation with constant coefficient. You can write there, which is linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Linear differential equation with constant coefficient. So therefore, its solution is, therefore, what is its solution? Y is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. Let us now find these two sub-solutions, complementary function and particular integral. Just try to find the complementary function and particular integral. Can we apply the shortcut method to find the particular integral? Is it possible to apply shortcut method?
Yes.
Yes, because that is only in terms of exponential. So I can apply shortcut method easily. So which is very easy. Solve further. But remember, while writing the complementary function and particular integral, the independent variable is z. Habitually, we are writing in terms of x. That is wrong, isn't it? Independent variable is z. So write in terms of z and then finally in terms of x. So what are the roots here?
3 minus 1.
3 and minus 1, right? So with this root, the complementary function is Anuj, please unmute your mic.
Yes, sir.
So with the roots 3 and minus 1, what is the complementary function for this
C1,
difference?
C1 e raised to 3z plus C2 e raised to minus z.
Correct. Good. Thank you. C1 e raised to 3z plus C2 e raised to minus z, because 3 and minus 1 are the roots. Please ask if any doubt while writing the complementary function. You can write, or you can resubstitute the value of z here also in complementary function itself, or you can resubstitute the value of z finally in the complete solution. The choice is yours. It will not affect the final solution. So try the particular integral now. And tell me the value of particular integral also.
Three e raised to z upon 16 minus 16 plus 1 by 6.
Oh. Raj says 1 by 4 minus 3 e raised to z by 16. Please check.
One by 6, yes, sir.
Instead of 1 by 4, it is 1 by 6. Okay. Please check the calculations. It's just a matter of calculations now. But if you still have any doubt in concept, please ask. Please don't get confused with the concepts.
Sir, I think it's 1 by 8.
1
Uh,
by 8. I have the solution. Please check. 3 e raised to z or minus 3 e raised to z by 16 plus 1 by 4. And that is Raj have given. That is right. That is the right thing. Raj have given the correct solution. Please check once. Do I solve on the board? Particular integral? Should I solve on the board?
okay, sir.
Particular integral is, let me write here. Is it visible? Okay, I'm writing here. Pi is equals to 1 upon phi of d. So this is my phi of d. D square minus 2d minus 3 into f of x, that is 3 by 4 e raised to z minus 1. So 3 by 4 I'm writing outside. Is it visible? Yeah. 1 upon d square minus 2d minus 3 into e raised to z minus 1. That is 3 by 4. I'll separate this operator over these two functions. 1 upon d square minus 2d minus 3 into e raised to z minus 1 upon d square minus 2d minus 3 into 1. And then we know the case for exponential function. We are replacing d by a. What is a here? 1. So 3 by 4 into 1 upon 1 minus 2 minus 3 e raised to z minus here 1 is there. So 1 means what? Constant. And for the constant we are replacing d by 0. So that is 1 upon 0 0 minus 3. So that is 3 by 4. Here it is 1 minus 5. So that is minus 4. So minus 1 by 4 e raised to z plus 1 by 3. All right. Okay. I think that must be 16. That is minus 3 by, is it okay? 16 e raised to z plus 1 by 4. 3 by 16 minus 3 by 16 e raised to z plus 1 by 4. Is it okay? And that is what Raj has given. So with this, please ask if any doubt. This is particular integral, and therefore the general solution is y is equal to cf plus pi. So what was cf? Cf is c1 e raised to 3z plus c2 e raised to minus z minus 3 by 16 e raised to z plus 1 by 4. And now resubstitute the value of z. Z is log of 2x plus 1. So that is c1 e to the power 3 log of 2x plus 1 plus c2 e raised to minus log of 2x plus 1 and minus 3 by 16 e raised to log of 2x plus 1 plus 1 by 4. Please check. Now here using the log property, a log b is log of b to the power a. So here it will be log log of 2x plus 1 cube. Is it? Here log of 2x plus 1 raised to minus 1. Is it? So e raised to log will be 1, and therefore what will get? 2x plus 1 cube here. So that will be c1 into 2x plus 1 cube plus c2 into 2x plus 1 raised to minus 1. That is in denominator. So c2 upon 2x plus 1 minus 3 by 16 2x plus 1 plus 1 by 4, and that is our final solution. Please check and please ask if any doubt. Prathamesh, is it square there? Prathamesh, please check once. That is C2. You have written C2 2x plus 1 square. I think it must be raised to minus 1. Isn't it? Prathamesh. Okay, fine. So this is all about the legendaries, and that is very easy. Very similar to the Cauchys. And in theory examination, there will be definitely one of the two will be asked. Either it will be Cauchys or legendaries, isn't it? So actually, we'll be asked to solve 3 differential equation. Out of the 3, we have to solve any 2. In the previous pattern, that was for 8 marks. So one is for 4 marks. And now in the 2019 pattern, the question will be, the question may be for 5 marks. Question paper pattern not yet decided, but the question may be for 5 marks. Is it? So 3 questions will be asked. Out of the 3, one will be definitely on Cauchys or legendaries, and second will be definitely on variation of parameter. So here you'll get the full marks from this question, because the 2 question are very important. 2 topics are very important: variation of parameter and Cauchys and legendaries. It doesn't mean that the previous topics are not important. The third question definitely on general method or the mixing case. So this is all about the linear differential equation with constant coefficients and its solution. That's it. Here the whole theme of the solution of differential equation is over here, and that is only you are having throughout the engineering, isn't it? Linear differential equation with constant coefficient or its applications. Now the next we can say the topic of the same unit, that is symmetric. Is it visible? No, it is not visible. Symmetric and simultaneous. Symmetric and simultaneous LDEs. That is the next topic. Symmetric and simultaneous linear differential equations. Okay, so whatever the discussion we're having to solve the linear differential equation with constant or with variable coefficient, that we are going to apply to solve the symmetric linear differential equation and simultaneous linear differential equation. Now what is meant by simultaneous and symmetric? So we'll discuss one by one. First we'll discuss simultaneous. Write down simultaneous linear differential equation. What is meant by simultaneous? LDE is linear differential equations. Simultaneous. So write down definition of simultaneous LDEs, simultaneous linear differential equation. LDEs involving one independent variable. LDEs involving one independent variable. In fact, only one independent variable and 2 or more dependent variable. LD is involving only one independent variable and two or more dependent variable are called simultaneous linear differential equations. Simultaneous LDEs. LD is involving only one independent variable, but two or more dependent variables are called simultaneous LDEs. Simultaneous LDEs. Next, method of solution. Method of solution. Directly we'll discuss the method of solution. Or here we can write, first of all, we have written the definition. So that is, for example, the simultaneous LD is of the form two or more dependent variable, but only one independent variable. So, and if you look at only the simultaneous word, it is very similar to the simultaneous linear equations. Is it? Just like 2x plus 3y is equal to 4, and 5x plus 6y is equal to, say, 7. Isn't it? These are the simultaneous linear equations. Isn't it? So what is the solution of these simultaneous linear equations? What is the solution of these simultaneous linear equation? The value of what? We have discussed, I think, 8th or 9th standard. The solution of such simultaneous, the values of the variables x and y involved in the equation, isn't it? So the similar theme we are going to apply in case of LDEs. So the simultaneous LDE means we are having two or more dependent variable like this. Isn't it? So if we have, say, dy by dx plus say 2d, instead of dy by dx, let us write dy by dt plus 2 dx by dt is equal to, say, e raised to t. And secondly, 5 dx by dt plus 7 dy by dt is equal to sine t. So combinedly, we'll be asked to solve these two differential equations. So together these equations are called simultaneous equations. Simultaneous linear differential equation. Why linear? Because the degree is 1 there. Isn't it? And since it involves only one independent variable, you can check. Only one independent variable, but two or more dependent variable. Here we are having two dependent variable, x and y, isn't it? And only one independent variable, that is t there. So if we have only one independent variable and two or more dependent variables, then such equations are called simultaneous linear equations, simultaneous linear differential equations, and their solutions are nothing but the values of what? Dependent variable, remember. Their solutions are the values of dependent variable, just like here. So we are going to apply whatever the methods we have discussed to solve the linear or simultaneous linear equations. We are going to apply the same methods to the simultaneous linear differential equation, or we can apply, isn't it? So what are the methods we have applied to solve the simultaneous linear equations? Do you remember those methods? Can you tell me? Yes.
Substitution.
Substitution. In fact, it is back substitution, right? But before substitution, we are applying some one method. What is that? Or in substitution method, from one of the two equation, we are writing the value of one variable, and that value of variable we are substituting into the second equation. That is what I think she want to say. That substitution say from one of the two equations, write the value of one variable and substitute that value into the second equation. We'll get the value of second variable, and then that value we substitute into the first variable to get the value of exact value of that variable, isn't it? So that is also the method, or elimination method, isn't it?
Multiply one coefficient of coefficient of one variable same, while multiplying with a convenient factor, and then add or subtract to get the answer in we'll get
variable.
answer of one variable
One
and then substitute in one equation.
To get the answer of first variable. Exactly. Thank you. So that method is called elimination method, isn't it? We are eliminating one of the two variable to get the value of one variable. If we want to eliminate x, then we'll make the coefficient of x to be same by multiplying them. They will multiply equation 1 by 5 and equation 2 by 2, isn't it? To get the coefficient same, and then we'll subtract, isn't it? If the sign is negative, then we'll add like this. Or if we want to eliminate y, then we'll eliminate the coefficient of y same and we'll subtract or add accordingly, isn't it? So that is called elimination method. So by eliminating one variable, we'll get the value of one variable, and that will substitute to get the value of another variable. Okay, that is the second method. Anything else? Is there any other method to solve such equations?
Kramer's rule.
Exactly, that is very famous, and that is very important also. Kramer's rule, isn't it? And that is very easy also. What the Kramer's rule says? The value of one variable x is equals to what? Yes, can you tell me the formula by Kramer's rule? What is the value of x and what is the value of y by Kramer's rule?
Value of x is capital D suffix x
Hmm?
divided by capital D,
Capital D, right?
and y is capital D suffix y divided by capital D.
Capital D, exactly. Thank you. Where this capital D is the determinant of coefficients, and D suffix x, this is just a notation. Suffix x means capital D with respect to x. D suffix y means capital D with respect to y. That is only the meaning of dx, nothing else. So dx is what? The determinant we get by replacing the first column of D by the right hand sides. That is dx, isn't it? So with the help of these two, we'll get the values of x and y here, isn't it? Now, there is one important point while applying Kramer's rule to this, isn't it? So first of all, get this clear that we can apply either back substitution or elimination method or by Kramer's rule to solve this linear differential equation. If I want to apply the Kramer's rule, then I can apply the Kramer's rule only for x or for y, not for both, remember. Now why? Because we know, as we know, while solving the differential equation, where the differential solution of differential equations are involving arbitrary constant, isn't it, in their complementary functions. So when I solve this or this, I'll get if I solve or if I use the Kramer's rule separately for x and y, then I'll get 4 arbitrary constant, isn't it? But if we look at these, there are only 2 differential terms, dy by dt and dx by dt. So combinedly, when I solve this differential equation, I should get the solution only in terms of 2 arbitrary constants, because it involves only 2 differential terms. And if I use the Kramer's rule for both of these, x and y, then I'll get 4 arbitrary constant, and that is wrong actually. So that is why this is only the thing we need to remember in case of Kramer's rule, that we can apply the Kramer's rule for linear differential equation or for the solution of simultaneous linear equations only for one of the variable, either x for y or for y. Let us apply the method, or we'll discuss the method directly with the help of example. Write down example. Solve simultaneously. Solve simultaneously dx by dt minus 3x minus 6y. Solve simultaneously dx by dt minus 3x minus 6y equals to dx by dt minus 3x minus 6y equals to t square, comma dy by dt plus dx by dt minus 3y equals to e to the power t. Solve simultaneously. So we have asked to solve these two equations simultaneously. So first of all, here the dependent variables are x and y, and independent variable is only one, that is t. How to check the dependent variable? Do you remember how to check? Yes, how do we check which is the dependent variable involved in the equation? Hello?
The denominator of the differential term.
Instead of denominator, we can say the derivative with respect to which variable, and that variable is dependent variable. Isn't it? The
So that
derivative
would be independent, no?
that is independent variable. Yes, I'm asking about independent. Isn't it? Independent variable is t. So the derivative with respect to what variable, that variable is independent variable, and you can see here the independent variable is t, and the dependent variables are x and y. So first of all, let us write these equations into that standard form, ax plus b is equal to c. So if I take the first equation, I can write into capital D form first. So let us write in capital D form, dx minus 3x minus 6y is equal to t square, and the second equation will be, first of all, let me rearrange the first equation. When I take x common, it will be d minus 3 into x minus 6y is equal to t square. That is my first equation. And then now second equation, if I write in capital D, dy plus dx minus 3y is equal to e raised to t. So when I take y common from this, plus d minus 3 into y is equal to e raised to t. That is my second equation. If you look at these two equations, these are of the form ax plus by is equal to c, or a1x plus b1y is equal to c1, and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2, isn't it? So here the independent variables are x and y. Sorry, dependent variables are x and y, and independent variable is t. Here also x and y, and independent variable is t. So I can use the Cramer's rule, or you can use elimination method also. So to eliminate x from these two equations, I have to make the coefficient same, and then I'll subtract. Or if I want to eliminate y, then I'll make the coefficient and I'll add, because here minus and here it is plus. So the choice is yours. I'm going to apply the Cramer's rule. So by Cramer's rule, what the Cramer's rule is, okay, the value of, if I apply the Cramer's rule for x, then x will be dx. Now don't get confused with this d and this d. So to avoid this confusion, I'll change the notation, that is delta suffix x upon delta. Okay, so if I take this delta to the left hand side, that will be delta into x. This is not suffix, remember, is equal to delta suffix x. All right. So what is this delta? This delta, left hand side delta, is the determinant of coefficients into x is equal to the right hand side delta suffix x. So let us write the left hand side delta. Left hand side delta is the determinant of coefficients in the equations. The coefficients of what? Dependent variables. What are the dependent variable here? X and y. So what is the coefficient of x here? D minus 3. What is the coefficient of y? Minus 6. What is the coefficient of x? D. And the coefficient of y is d minus 3. And while writing the right hand side delta or delta suffix x, the first column will be replaced by the right hand side. That is, here the right hand side is t square and here the right hand side is e to the power t. So t square e to the power t minus 6 d minus 3. If you use the Cramer's rule for y, then you will replace the second column by the right hand side. Remember, that is only the change. Second column by right hand side. So let us solve this determinant. What is the solution? D minus 3 into d minus 3, d minus 3 square minus 6d. So that will be plus 6d, right? The whole into x is equal to here d minus 3 operated on t square minus 6, that is minus plus 6 e to the power t. Please check. See, I'm not writing t square into d minus 3, because this is operator. I have to operate this operator onto the function. That is why I have written d minus 3 into t square, or d minus 3 operator on t square. So let us rearrange this, simplify this. If I expand this bracket, that will be d square minus 6d plus 9 plus 6d, the whole times x is equal to, here when I apply d onto this, d of t square minus 3t square plus 6 e to the power t. So what I'll get? This minus 6d plus 6d will get cancelled. I'll get, is it visible? D square plus 9 times x is equal to d of t square. And d of t square means derivative of t square. That is 2t minus 3t square plus 6 e to the power t. And that is my required differential equation with constant coefficient. And I know how to solve this. So this is linear differential equation with dependent variable x and independent variable as t. And I know how to solve this, isn't it? Its solution will be CF plus PI. Those CF plus PI will be in terms of t, isn't it? And the solution of this differential equation is the value of what? Yes, the solution of this differential equation is the value of what? किसका value होगा इसका solution?
T.
No, that will be value in terms of t. That is not the value of t.
Value of x.
Yes, correct. Value of dependent variable. Always remember, I have told you many times that the solution of differential equation is the value of dependent variable involved in the differential equation. So always remember, here the dependent variable is x. So its solution will be the value of x in terms of t. That will be CF plus PI. All right. So get CF and PI of this differential equation. That will be in terms of, as it is second order, you'll get the two arbitrary constants here, C1 and C2, and PI. So the combined solution of those two simultaneous equations will be the involving same arbitrary constant C1 and C2. So to use the same arbitrary constant C1 and C2, we will substitute the value of x into one of the two equations. Remember, we are not going to use again the Cramer's rule for y. If we use the Cramer's rule for y, we'll get two more constants, and that is wrong, because totally the solution will be involving 4 arbitrary constants. That is wrong. We should have combined common arbitrary constants. So that is why we are using the Cramer's rule only once. So I hope it is clear now. So now your job is to find the value of x and substitute that value into one of the two equations to get the value of y. Okay, that will be for homework. We'll stop here. We're having the next lecture with the same link, so don't leave this link. If you have any doubt,